All right, we got some disturbing news coming out of Michigan with a mother and her kids. I'm going to let the audio play a little bit, then I'm going to come back with my thoughts, fair use.
Well, the pictures are hard to look at. Police in Pontiac say 3 children were found living alone in deplorable conditions after discovering their mother had abandoned them for years. Our Victor Williams is following the story for us tonight. Victor, we're learning that mother has been arrested. What else can you tell us?
Yeah, that's right. The mother has been arrested, Pam, but we're told that these kids were actually inside of this house for years, at least since 2021. This is the house behind me that has that orange sticker right there on the window, but we're told these kids were only 12, 13, and 15.
All right, y'all, my bad. If you hear me taking pauses, because I got to make sure I don't curse for YouTube. But it says 3 children were found in a home: 15-year-old boy, 13-year-old girl, 12-year-old girl. Authorities said the girls had locked themselves in the bathroom but opened the door when asked. Officials believe the children were abandoned between the spring and summer of 2020. The father of the children was in jail during the summer of 2020, and while a consent agreement was executed in 2022 for him to see his kids, the mother allegedly did not allow any contact between them. The 3 children survive on food for their mom or a stranger dropped off on the front porch for them weekly. Sheriff said a loaf of bread was left for the children and was expected for them to last several days. Authorities said the mom did not leave toilet paper or hygiene for the children. She allegedly had contact with her son, but had not seen her 2 girls in several years. I can't read no more. I'm sorry. So, I gotta calm down. You know, people like this, I really wish this was old times and, uh, uh, neighborhood justice. But here you have a woman in this picture. You getting your nails done, you kicking it, and you out here living your life, and you got 3 children, 3 babies, 15, 13, and 12, younger than my kids, abandoned in a home while you're out here living your life trying to be a 304, and guess what, I just don't blame her. Her daddy, okay, I understand he was locked up in 2020. You haven't seen your kids since then. I'm sorry, I'm so sick and tired of brothers, man, making excuses. Oh man, she won't let me see my kids, bro. I don't know where she at. If you don't get them people, so you've been chilling all these years. You've been out here kicking it, smoking weed, whatever you doing, and you ain't never even once thought about where my kids at. Okay, you can't find her. Find her mama. Ask her mama. Ask her daddy. Ask her siblings. I'm sure she got brothers and sisters, and you don't know where your kids go to school at. But that's the problem with these brothers, man. You constantly making these kids with these crazy despicable sisters, and I'm talking about sisters like her, and then you just trust her and you don't even know what's going on. I blame the school system. So these kids just randomly stopped going to school. Nobody cared. Nobody cared to check. I mean, where the grandparents at on both sides? Where the aunties and uncles at on both sides? Y'all ain't heard from these kids in years. And they said strangers dropping off food. What kind of story was given for the strangers to drop off food? Ain't nobody seen the kids? Oh, let me check on such and such. But that's the problem, honestly, when it comes to black children. Our children are the least valued. Not just other cultures don't value us, and we don't value our own kids. You hear stories all the time about older people creeping in kids' rooms, and then, the when other people find out, whether the grandparents or whatever, they blame the kids. It's stuff like this, man. These kids have pretty much vanished. Had they had the complexion for protection, there would have been Amber Alerts out there. They would have had SWAT kicking the door and all of that. But no, it took a landlord to not get because she was not paying rent. Imagine if she never paid rent. Them kids might have been in there for another 4 or 5 years. And the problem is, yeah, she's arrested, but who knows how much real time she gonna get. She gonna probably go in there and cry mental health. You're gonna have these buck dancers come out making excuses for her. Yet these kids are gonna be scarred for life. They're not gonna be able to trust women or men, anybody, the police, anybody, because they were all abandoned from everybody. The school system abandoned them. The daddy failed them. The mama failed them. The grandparents failed them. The uncles and aunties failed them. The cousins failed them. They ain't got first cousins around their age that's asking about them. But that's the problem. I'm telling y'all, when it comes to us, and we want people to value us so much, but we don't even value ourselves. This woman just, I mean, look at this photo. This look like somebody like as a mother, even as a father, but especially as a mother, your first instinct should be to protect your kids, to nurture your kids, to be there for your kids. But you want to run around here and get your nails done. There was a woman in Ohio that did that, left her kids while she went to Miami for the weekend. Listen, if you can't afford to get no sitter for them, you don't need to be going. But brothers, man, I'm telling y'all gotta start being careful who you have kids with. Yeah, she's not an ugly woman, and people, oh man, her body, this, that, the third. But how is her mind? Clearly, her mind ain't all the way there. And I don't care about that mental health shit. I'm talking about as far as just she don't even care about her own kids, man. And I'm not gonna give this brother a pass. Okay, you was locked up in 2020. When you got out, man, your first thing should have been to see your kids. I'm not waiting on no damn court papers. If I can't see my kids, it's gonna be hell for everybody. But I didn't have argument with some of my brothers. Hey man, bro, I'm gonna see my kids, but she won't let me. What? Are you kidding me? She ain't gonna let me in. But don't get me started, y'all. I feel like I need to make a Patreon so I can be really unfiltered about this. But this is just sad, man. I really hope these kids get some counseling, some therapy. Now I did see where they raised $20,000 for the kids, but man, they're gonna need a lot of rehabilitation. And the thing that broke my heart, I don't think them little girls even went outside. And I know that the son went outside to just so his feet can feel the grass. And they said that they could barely walk because their toenails have not been clipped. I don't know, man. Disturbing. And, I hope, honestly, the mother and the father need to do some time. And I'm talking about at least 20, 25 years apiece. I don't want to hear oh, man, bro, man, we ain't perfect. Listen, I have made mistakes as a parent. Some of y'all have made mistakes as parents, uncles and aunties and all of that. But the number one thing that we should not do is abandon our children because you want to live a life. Listen, if you want to have that lifestyle, don't have no kids. You got a lot of parents in the millennial and Gen Z generation where, you had kids, you want to drop them off at the grandparents' house and go kick it. No, your time is up. When you have kids, it ain't about you no more. At least until they grown. You know what I'm saying? I had kids at a real young age and I've had to sacrifice a lot. And I'm just now starting to have fun. That's because my youngest is about to be 17 years old. Prior to that, it was all about the kids. But all my kids are grown except for him. So, you got to make sacrifices as a parent. But I just want to get my quick thoughts about it, man. I hope they both go to jail. Well, I know the dad ain't going to go to jail, but in my opinion, they both should go to jail. It is what it is. I mean, if y'all disagree with me, I don't know what else to say about this, but yeah, man, our kids are the least nurtured, educated, all of that, because we don't even value our own children. And clearly the school systems don't either. But let me know what y'all think.